The Zafrani Imperial fleet had conquered 47 worlds in 3 standard cycles. Their war doctrine was flawless, their technology superior. Their soldiers bred for combat across 1,000 generations. When their scout ships detected the third planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star, High Commander Vexthor considered it barely worth the fuel expenditure. The inhabitants called their world Earth and themselves humans. They possessed primitive nuclear weapons and had barely ventured beyond their own moon. The Zafrani War Council estimated a 4-hour subjugation window. Vexthor allocated only a single battalion, 200 of his finest shock troopers. The landing craft pierced Earth's atmosphere over what humans called the Sahara Desert. Vexthor had chosen the location deliberately, remote, flat, ideal for establishing a beachhead before the main assault on population centers. As the craft's doors hissed open, Vexthor strode forward, his crimson armor gleaming in the harsh sunlight. He managed 3 steps before his legs buckled. The sensation was immediate and overwhelming, as if an invisible hand had wrapped around his entire body and was crushing downward with relentless force. His knees struck the sand, and pain, actual pain, something he hadn't felt since combat training as a juvenile, lanced through his joints. Behind him, the battalion fared no better. Soldiers collapsed from the landing craft like broken toys, their exoskeletons whining under impossible strain. Lieutenant Kresh, his second-in-command, managed to crawl forward on his belly, each movement clearly agonizing. "Commander," Kresh gasped through the comm system, his breathing labored. "Something attacking us, unknown weapon." Vexthor forced his head up, fighting against the crushing weight. Through his helmet sensors, he detected no energy weapons, no sonic disruptors, no chemical agents. The air composition was exactly as their scans had indicated. High oxygen, nitrogen-rich, perfectly breathable. Then he saw them. 3 humans approached on foot, wearing minimal protection, simple cloth coverings and what appeared to be reflective face shields. They moved with ease across the sand, their bipedal gait steady and unremarkable. As they drew closer, Vexthor could see their expressions through the transparent portions of their helmets. Confusion mixed with concern. The lead human, an older male with weathered brown skin, stopped several meters away. He spoke into a communication device, his words incomprehensible, but his tone clearly questioning. Vexthor accessed his translator implant, waiting as it processed the linguistic patterns. Within moments, the human's words became clear. "Look like they're in distress. Ahmed, call the base. Tell them we need medical and containment teams immediately." Medical teams? The absurdity would have made Vexthor laugh if he could spare the breath. The Zafrani Empire had come to conquer, and these primitives thought they needed doctors? Another human, younger, female, knelt at a safe distance, studying a handheld device. "Dr. Okonkwo, their vital signs are all over the place. Elevated heart rates, respiratory distress, what looks like severe muscle strain." The older human, apparently called Okonkwo, nodded slowly. "The suits they're wearing, they're powered exoskeletons, but they're struggling even with mechanical assistance." He paused, his eyes widening. Oh no, what is it?" the female asked. "I think I understand," Okonkwo said softly. "We need to get them inside and pressurized immediately, or they're going to die." "Die?" The word cut through Vexthor's consciousness like a blade. The Zafrani were conquerors, survivors, apex warriors. They didn't die during planetary landings. That was impossible. Yet as he lay there, each breath becoming harder than the last, Vexthor realized the horrible truth. The weapon that had defeated the Zafrani Empire's finest battalion wasn't a weapon at all. It was simply Earth, the research station's medical bay hummed with activity as human scientists and doctors worked frantically around the alien soldiers. They'd managed to transport Vexthor and 37 others to the facility before they'd lost consciousness. The rest remained in emergency pressure chambers erected around the landing site. Dr. Okonkwo stood before a holographic display, comparing data streams. Beside him, his colleague Dr. Sarah Chen shook her head in amazement. "Their homeworld has a surface gravity of 0.38 g," Chen reported. "Earth's gravity is nearly 3 times what their bodies evolved to handle. It's not just their muscles, their cardiovascular systems, their skeletal structures. Everything is designed for a low-gravity environment." Okonkwo pulled up anatomical scans. "Look at their bone density. It's incredibly light, probably an advantage on their world for speed and agility. But here, They're trying to support nearly 3 times their body weight on a frame that can't handle it. The exoskeletons helped, Chen noted, but even those weren't designed for this much gravitational force. They were probably meant for enhancing combat performance, not basic life support. A junior researcher approached hesitantly. Dr. Okonkwo? The commander is conscious and requesting to speak with someone. Vexthor lay in a specially designed low-gravity chamber, suspended in a gel-like substance that helped distribute the gravitational stress. His armor had been removed, revealing a surprisingly slender frame covered in fine iridescent scales. His large eyes tracked Okonkwo as the human entered. "You saved us," Vexthor said, his translator implant finally calibrated to human languages. The statement wasn't a question. "We're trying to," Okonkwo replied carefully. "Your people are stable, but we need to understand your physiology better to—" "We came to conquer you," Vexthor interrupted. "We have conquered 47 worlds. We came to make Earth the 48th. Okonkwo was silent for a long moment. "Yes," he finally said. "We figured that out from your weapon signatures and the military configuration of your ships. And yet you saved us." The human smiled slightly. "What else would we do? Let you die in the desert? That's not who we are." Vexthor felt something unfamiliar stirring in his chest. Not pain this time, but something deeper and more unsettling. Shame, perhaps, or respect. "Your world," he said slowly, "is a death trap. How do you live under such crushing weight?" "We were born to it," Okonkwo explained. "Every human who's ever lived has grown up fighting Earth's gravity from the moment we take our first breath. We don't think of it as crushing weight, it's just normal. It makes us strong." Strong. The word echoed in Vexthor's mind. The Zafrani had always believed strength came from weapons, tactics, breeding programs. They'd never considered that an entire species might be forged into warriors simply by the relentless pull of their own planet. "We cannot fight you," Vexthor admitted. "Even if we adjusted to your gravity over time, we would never match you physically. On our world, we are apex predators. On yours, we are fragile." "Then don't fight us," Okonkwo said simply. "Talk to us instead. Learn from us. Trade with us. There are better ways to interact than conquest." Through the chamber's transparent walls, Vexthor could see human medical staff moving with casual ease, carrying equipment that would require mechanized assistance on any Zafrani vessel. A janitor pushed a cleaning cart past the chamber, whistling softly, completely unbothered by the weight that would have crippled any Zafrani soldier. For 300 generations, the Zafrani had believed themselves the strongest species in the known galaxy. It had taken less than 3 minutes on Earth to prove them catastrophically wrong. "I will need to contact my fleet," Vexthor said finally. "This changes everything," Okonkwo nodded. "Take your time. And, Commander, welcome to Earth. We hope next time you visit, it'll be as friends instead of invaders." As the human left, Vexthor stared up at the ceiling of his chamber, feeling the subtle but constant pressure even here in the reduced gravity environment. Earth hadn't just defeated the Zafrani invasion, it had done so without firing a single shot. Humanity, he realized, didn't need weapons or warriors or advanced technology to be formidable. They simply needed to be human, shaped and hardened by a world that never stopped testing them. That, Vexthor thought, was the most terrifying discovery of all.